And away we go. But for now, it's just me. Eric says he'll be joining very soon. He's currently out somewhere and he is on his way home. Not sure about risk, but as always, he's likely a no-show. So let's just jump into it, because same old, we're going to be talking about something, have an opinion, and then say we hope for the best and we move on with our lives. Blake Lively has attempted to withdraw two claims made against director Justin Baldoni, which include allegations of severe emotional distress and pain, humiliation, and embarrassment. Baldoni's legal team requested Lively to release her medical records, including therapy notes, for his defense. Baldoni countersued Lively and Ryan Reynolds for civil extortion, defamation, and evasion of privacy in January. The trial date for the case between Baldoni and Lively is set for March 9th, 2026. When celebrities call each other out for something, or if there's someone getting sued for something that causes them a lot of distress emotionally, I'm just done. I'd been there, and it's absolutely useless, personally. There are far worse cases where a trial would be necessary. What I just read is not one of them. Now, there could be more to this, with allegations about emotional distress, humiliation, and embarrassment. But what is the context that has led to humiliation or embarrassment? If this is nothing serious, I think it's just a way to get money out of people. Because whenever there's a court case going on, money is a wager for the winning side. I think if there was something else on the line that isn't money related, we won't be seeing much cases like this happening often. But for now, well, this is the best that the judicial system has right now, and we'll just leave it at that. Well, hopefully something gets resolved. I don't see the point of this court case happening at all, but well, okay, if you say so, you will lose out. You will lose out financially, big time, eventually. But whatever gets clicks, then fair enough, so be it. Federal judge blocks Florida from enforcing social media ban for kids while lawsuit continues. United States District Judge Mark Walker blocked enforcement of Florida's 2024 law that prohibits individuals under 14 from accessing social media platforms, issuing the order Tuesday in Tallahassee. The law, signed by Governor Ron DeSantis, aims to protect youth but faces challenges for likely violating First Amendment rights, according to a legal challenge by industry groups. Judge Walker issued a preliminary injunction requested by leading technology industry associations, determining that the law imposes undue restrictions on young people's speech and fails to meet narrow tailoring requirements. Matt Schruers, CCIA president, said the ruling vindicates the argument that Florida's statute restricts lawful content access, while state officials plan to appeal to the 11th Circuit. The injunction prevents Florida from enforcing the social media restrictions for now, but the state is expected to seek relief in the appeals court to resume the ban. I will say this. I understand the intention to prevent young children accessing social media, but how it's going ahead, that's where I have concerns. How on earth are you going to prevent children from accessing social media platforms, even if there is some form of system that identifies users' age? Children are still going to say, I'm 18, let me use the app. And then a few days or few weeks later, moderators of apps find out that one of the users is underage, and then boom, that user is banned. what could they've done better to prevent something from happening like this? And they're just going to say, well, I don't know this was going to happen. Well, of course it was going to happen. Children do it all the time. Okay, not all children, but most children, if they believe they won't get what they want, knowing that they're not old enough to even access what they want to access, of course they're going to say they are older than what they originally say they are. Because how could they resist something that they cannot get? It's just like in dating. If a guy sees a woman, he's going to be desperate to get that woman. And the woman in question is going to be like, no, I'm not interested. However, if the man sees the woman, but the woman sees the man showing no interest in it whatsoever, the woman is going to be thinking about what the man is thinking about her. Why does the man not want the woman? That woman is going to be asking for questions, is going to be asking for answers. And how she goes ahead with asking the questions may potentially make her look like she is desperate for the man when she isn't. But nonetheless, if men see that woman, seeing it as she wants to date him and the man is not interested, the woman is still going to be desperate. Now, I can't say that's all women. Not all women are like that. But generally, if there is something that we know we can't get, we'll be desperate to get what we want. To show that, hey, I got this and you can't, so I got bragging rights. Everyone wants bragging rights for something. Anyway, that's like a very long opinion regarding children not accessing social media. Like, I get we need to protect the youth from harmful concerning content that may be floating about, but hardline restrictions may not be the way to go. I understand there should be some way to protect the youth from harmful content, but young children are going to find a way around that somehow. Because there, because in this day and age, children start using the internet earlier than people my age would have, and with enough experience beyond being on technology, they're going to find a way. And once they find that way, now most case they will likely keep it to themselves. But there is an exception. They might tell their closest friends about it, and then maybe leave it at that. Who knows? I understand the intention going on in Florida, but the execution is questionable at best. Like, how on earth are you going to enforce something like that without interrupting people's freedom of speech? It's just something that takes a lot of thinking, consideration concerning that, and a possible third or fourth thing that may be floating about. Scientists in Japan develop plastic that dissolves in seawater within hours. I feel like I've heard this story before. Researchers in Japan developed a plastic that dissolves in seawater within hours, addressing ocean pollution and wildlife harm. The new material was created by the Riken Center for Emergent Matter Science and the University of Tokyo, breaking down quickly without leaving any residue. Dakuzo Eida noted significant interest in the research, especially from the packaging sector. This plastic is as strong as petroleum-based options, but is non-toxic, non-flammable, and does not emit carbon dioxide. Fantastic! We finally got somewhere with protecting the environment, and it's the Japanese. Not that surprising. The Japanese know exactly what they're doing with many things. So great to see progress regarding materials that may harm the environment. And of course, see that Japanese people have found a way. I guess it makes a lot more sense. Thank goodness. Hopefully, there's more developed regarding that. Hopefully, with another country that isn't Japan, because they already got that sorted out right away. So we're actually getting somewhere. Now, of course, I don't think Risk would care too much about the environment because, well, money is its game. Fair enough, I can't argue with that. Not many people will like it, but, well, money is a tool with Money is a tool for a lot of things in our lives. But otherwise, way more progress regarding life in the sea being protected. State board rejects University of Florida pick amid conservative backlash. Santa Ono's nomination to lead the University of Florida was turned down in a 10-6 vote by the institution's Board of Governors during a meeting in Orlando on Tuesday. The vote followed concerns from Florida Republicans about Ono's record on diversity, equity, inclusion, and his handling of an encampment at the University of Michigan. Santa J. Ono held the position of president at the University of Michigan from late 2022 until mid-2025. Hello, Eric.
Hey, how you doing? I just got off the train.
Fantastic. So I'm reading about a state board of the University of Florida not picking Santa Ono for University of Florida amid backlash conservatives, something like that.
Wait, it's a backlash regarding like conservatives or conservatives like facing backlash or
It's it's mainly about Santa Ono with his handling on diversity, equity, inclusion, and
oh,
handling on encampment when he was at University of Michigan.
oh, okay. Well, since it's Pride Month, how is he handling inclusion or Pride Month, quote unquote? How is he handling that? Or how are they handling?
There isn't much about specifically about that, but those are but that alone is the reason why the institution's board of governors for University of Florida are deciding not to pick Santa Onos as the university president
Gotcha.
because there are views from Santa Ono that does not align with students at the University of Florida.
Okay, okay. Was that it?
Oh, there's more.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's hear what else in the news?
All right. Santa J. Ono held the position of president at the University of Michigan from late 2022 until mid-2025, during which time he initially endorsed diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, but eventually shut down related offices and redirected efforts towards supporting academics. His proposed contract with UF included a $1.5 million base salary plus bonuses and retirement contributions totaling about $3 million annually, fueling demand for transparency.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, whatever happens, happens. And no matter what the circumstances, we must continue and move on, even if it holds us back.
Yeah, I agree. Like, whatever happens, happens, ultimately speaking. You can never really know what's going to happen next. If something good happens, if something good happens, but if something bad happens, something bad happens. So either way, either or, people will learn from their successes or their mistakes. Whatever succeeds, they'll keep on doing until eventually that runs dry. And whatever fails, they'll just learn from it and do something completely different. But, can't give up. But yeah, is there anything else?
South Korea elects pro-Bitcoin president, spot crypto ETF on the way.
Wow, okay, that's pretty interesting. So, president who's pro Bitcoin.
Yes.
Really didn't hear about Bitcoin. On that,
Yes. Lee Jae-myung took the South Korean presidential oath on Wednesday after winning with 49.42% of the votes. The pro-crypto president made several vows, including the country's economic renewal and recovery after the martial law crisis. Both leading presidential candidates, Lee Jae-myung, Democratic Party, and Kim Moon-soo, People's Power Party, are in favor of pro-crypto regulations, indicating a bullish ecosystem no matter who won. The country has a large and active crypto market with over 18 million people dabbing in digital assets.
I mean, that's a good thing. Well, for one, because they're already active in Bitcoin. And two, it's like, hey, might as well just make Bitcoin roll over like everything. I say it's a good match. A lot of people, in South Korea seem to like Bitcoin, right? So, yeah, not really that surprised that they're on the side of the guy who's pro Bitcoin. ultimately speaking, Bitcoin is the future. It might not spread immediately, but it's going to slowly spread. So like in a lot of spaces, real currency becomes useless in the distant or near future. Who knows when it's going to be useless? Ultimately speaking, whatever makes your society thrive and you know prosper, as people would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyways, yeah, whatever makes this country thrive and prosper, I say go for that. Ultimately speaking, it is what it is.
it was what it was.
Exactly. But yeah, good, good on South Korea, though. Pretty sure that that's great people over
Indeed.
there. But, but yeah, it's like, hopefully, I'm hoping they do better. Keep doing that.
Yes.
But yeah, is there anything else that I need?
Salvadorian court convicts three former army officers in the 1982 killing of four Dutch journalists.
Wow, more Dutch journalists.
Yes.
And they're just not catching them?
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2025, a former defense minister, along with two colonels, faced charges in El Salvador for their alleged involvement in the 1982 murder of four Dutch journalists during the country's civil war. The trial comes after a 1993 UN Truth Commission report concluded that the journalists were caught in a trap orchestrated by former commander Reyes with the awareness of other officers. The defendants include 91-year-old Garcia and 93-year-old Moran, awaited a decision by a panel of five jurors in Jalatelanango, with potential sentences reaching up to 30 years. Evidence includes a former US military attache's statements and a military expert report, and an NGO praised the trial as a decisive step towards justice.
Well, I will say this. For one, I'll be honest. If it takes you that long to find two dudes who committed a murder, man, and they're already and they're already potentially on the breaks of death, bro, just let them on. Just let them go. It took them that long to lock these guys up and give them that long of a sentence. They might not even make it. They might not even make it before their sentence is up. But hey, they're blessed enough to like live a very long time and make it past that sentence to get out of prison and stuff. But they're in their 90s. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it they're not gonna be able to serve their long sentence in their 90s. They're potentially, both potentially on the brink of death. I mean, I don't know. Once it takes a person that long to lock two dudes up for a murder they did in the 90s, then bro, I say first off, drop the case, and second, whoever was in whoever was in charge of that man, either I don't know, man. It should have taken 5 years, at least 5 years after the fact, for them to catch them. But at the same time, I'm gonna be kind. I get it. Sometimes it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And you know what? I don't even want anybody to get fired for not finding them immediately. Some people are just extremely stubborn. I mean, I guess if you find the person, fine. Justice is justice. Like, ultimately speaking, man, it's just to me, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense at the same time. But yeah, I mean, what did you say?
I was going to say, it's too little too late.
Exactly. Hey, I mean, I guess they can serve their time. I guess they can serve their time, however much time they have left in prison. Because they had like 90 something years of freedom. So I guess might as well just serve the rest of your time you have left in prison. It is what it is, though.
And it was what it was.
That's sad, but that is true. Yeah. Is there anything else in the news?
17-year-old TikTok star shot dead in Islamabad.
In his what?
Islamabad. Yeah, it's Islamabad.
Okay, let's hear more. Let's hear more.
A 17 a 70-year-old Sana Yusuf was shot dead in her home in Islamabad, according to police. Sana was a popular TikTok star with more than 1 million followers on social media, raising safety concerns for young women online. The suspect fled the scene and is not publicly identified, with reports suggesting that they may have been a guest at Sana's home. The police have not yet apprehended the suspect to continue to investigate the incident.
I would say this. I would like to know, and I wonder why they shot a 17-year-old. I would like to know that. I would like to know if they actually had a reason. If, like, I mean, it wouldn't be just because there's no reason to like, take a life, but I would like to know the reason. I'd at
Like,
least like to know
like
what happened.
what has that TikTok star have even done to even deserve being unalive like that? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it wasn't really, it didn't seem like, I don't know the TikTok star. I don't know who he is. I don't even have TikTok. But like, from that description alone, it doesn't really seem like he was hurting anybody. Let alone, I don't even have TikTok. But yeah, once more, it does not seem like he was hurting anybody. It just seemed like he was doing his thing on social media and getting lots of. And he had a bunch of. And he had like a sizable audience to be making something off the app, and you know, yeah, it's like that's really all I can say. It's like it's unfortunate that his life ended so early. Thoughts and prayers are with his family, his friends, and his loved ones. And yeah, he was probably making a good amount for his family too. So that's very important. That's very unfortunate that life was taken so early.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Is there anything else in the news?
Yes. China criticizes Rubio remarks on 1989 Tiananmen protests.
How long ago was this protest?
1989.
But they just not. They're talking about.
Well, there have been people that criticized it for years, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's absolutely complicated. Like, people known about it for years, but the thing is, this is a very taboo topic to discuss in China. And because of that incident is the reason why China has very, very strict laws and bans on what is talked about within media within the nation of China.
I see. A lot of things are taboo in China, aren't they? Nonetheless, we love China. I like saying that. China. But yeah, I just don't get why something that happened decades ago is still being criticized. It must have been such a long grudge for so long. That's just me, you know. But nonetheless, it is what it is.
It was what it was.
Exactly. But is there anything else in the news?
Jim Marshall, NFL Ironman and Minnesota Vikings legend known for Wrong Way Run, passes away at 87.
Oh wow, 87.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of people passing away. I'll be honest. A lot of people are. I didn't realize a lot of people this year are really passing away. I mean, granted, we get people who pass away all the time each year, but it's like, damn, it seems like there's. I don't know why, but this year specifically, it seems like more people are passing. I don't know why.
I
You ever
think,
felt that way?
no, not really. I think every day people pass away from many cases. I think it's just roughly this time we hear more stories about notable people passing away.
See, speaking of which, I heard in the news that a voice actor for King of the Hill was shot dead.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, it's it's very unfortunate. Um, some speculations on the reason why he got shot was because of his sexual orientation, but that's just what I did. That's just what I read. I'm not 100% sure.
Really,
That's what
really in this day and age, no, I'm not saying that they should. I'm certainly not saying they should. But
yeah.
I thought in this day and age that despite differences, that I thought people are better than this. That we don't unalive people based on their identity. We don't judge people based on what they identify as or what they say or believe they say they are. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to agree with it, but you can't let people's decisions in life get in the way of what people want to do with their lives. Like, we have differences, we may not agree with everything, and we have our own lives to attend to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm pretty sure the boyfriend said that. Said that. I think they said the boyfriend said that, which is why I'm not sure how true that is. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Regardless, whether if you disagree with with a person's life decisions, or you should not unalive them just because you disagree with their sexual orientation. Heck, God knows I don't agree. I wouldn't unalive a person just because of that. Yeah, it's just, why would I do that? Why would anybody in general do that? Yeah, in this day and age, especially, it's yeah, you would think that that would be in the past if that was the case. Yeah, but like I said, I think the boyfriend said that, which is why it's like I'm not gonna jump on that specifically. Sorry, I was in a store buying soda. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, God knows I don't agree with it, but I would not kill someone just because of that. It's stupid. But yeah,
Yeah,
uh, I'll just conclude on that, and I'm sure you agree. You agree too. You definitely should not kill anybody just because of that specific. Just,
yeah.
yeah, it's yeah,
There are better ways talking about this.
yeah. You could, yeah. If you could definitely handle it by ignoring the person, or just, I don't know, if you are willing to talk about why you disagree with it, but that's about it. But yeah, it's you never really know. You never really know what's going through people's heads. You never really know. But it's yeah, it's just very unfortunate. But yeah, back to the 87-year-old you said, right? Who died? I
Yeah,
don't.
the 87-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, and but hopefully he's resting in peace, and may God be with his family and friends and the people who loved him, and just R.I.P. Just rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace.
But yeah, is there anything else?
On the story, or what else is in the news?
Oh, in the news.
Alright. Musk attacks Trump's spending plan is as disgusting abomination.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Musk attacks Trump's spending plan as disgusting abomination.
Oh, wow, Musk. All right, let's hear more.
Just days after leaving the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, Elon Musk took to social media criticizing Trump's budget bill. Plus, United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, took the family members of the Boulder, Colorado, terror suspect into custody. Also, Mar-a-Lago sees another intruder. These stories and more highlights. Your unbiased updates for Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Elon Musk has criticized President Donald Trump's big, beautiful budget proposal, labeling it, labeling it a pork-laden disaster. Just days after concluding his position as a special government employee in the administration, Musk expressed on Twitter X, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it," Musk wrote on Twitter X.
Musk, all I'm gonna say is this, man. You supported Trump. You were behind Trump. You jumped on the stage for Trump. You jumped on the stage for him like you were a little boy. That's on him. You helped him get into office, even though I'll be honest, he wouldn't have needed Elon's help, for as Trump has a very loyal cult-like fan base. But yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough. You helped the guy get into office, and now you're disagreeing with him, even though you were agreeing on everything he was saying before. But since you've concluded your duties, you're disagreeing with your man Trump. He's not my man. He's not my guy. I don't hate him though. He's just not my guy. And neither was Biden, nor is Kamala my girl. Literally, I don't care for any of them. Is my point. Like as politicians, as people, of course, but as politicians, no, I don't. But hey, Elon, now you're criticizing Trump, man. Can't do that. It's Donald freaking Trump. What are you thinking, man? But hey, regardless, definitely Elon is definitely I'm not gonna say he's paying for anything. He's still rich. He can just do something else. But Elon is definitely regretting his probably regretting his brother. Nothing you can do about that. We have the guy for 4 years. So brace yourself. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. How about you?
Well, yeah, Elon Musk did what he did to get to where he was right now. He he did everything. He did a lot of the work for Trump. He supported what Trump said. He even contributed to well, at least partially or mostly contributed to Trump's victory in the 2024 U.S. presidential election.
Yeah. What happened
Elon
to
Musk made it very clear about his stance politically, and most of which closely resembles of what Trump has thought about over the years.
Yeah. What happened to Dark MAGA, Elon? Come on. I thought you were Dark MAGA. I thought he was Dark MAGA. I thought he was Dark MAGA. I thought he was MAGA all the way. Make America great again. Jumping on the stage with Trump as a form fronter, as a front runner. Sorry, front runner of the country. I'm pretty sure he's gonna agree with him on other things, but he probably just disagrees on him with on this one thing. He could say it now because he doesn't work for Trump anymore. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but Elon will be fine. He's a billionaire. He he'll probably go back to running his company Tesla again.
yeah,
He's a he's a billionaire. He has nothing to worry about.
yeah. He could just live his life stress free. He has all the financial freedom he could ever ask for. Well, in fact, all the financial freedom anyone could ever ask for.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not concerned about Elon. It's not like he's losing his money, all his money. But yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. About that. Is there anything else in the news?
Volkswagen says 20,000 workers agreed to voluntarily leave company by 2030.
Oh wow. Okay, by 2030.
Yeah,
Okay, 2030 is like 5 years away from us, so
yeah,
it'll be here. It'll be here shortly. But
apparently,
let's hear.
yes.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. It's like almost yesterday. It was 2015, and we were all young children. In fact, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at like an old conversation I had with a. I was looking at an old conversation I had with a sidekick in 2019 when I was trying to get spiritual help. I don't talk to her anymore, but obviously. But I was like, dang, I was 19, and I'm 22 now. I'm about to be 23.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is for one because I forgot how old. For a brief second, I forgot how old I was in 2019. In 2022. But second, it's like, dang, I was really lost. I was really lost back then. I was. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
But my point of saying this is like, bro, time really flies by. Sooner or later, I'm gonna be 25, then 30. I'm not gonna think that far ahead in terms of age. Future, yes, but age, no. But I'm gonna tell you this: if I still look the same at 30 years old, if people are still saying, "Man, you look 19," or "You look 20," and I'm 30, and I'm like, "Man, I have great genetics." But yeah, time sure definitely flies by quickly. But yeah, so wow. But yeah, let's hear more about
Volkswagen announced in 2025 that nearly 20,000 workers in Germany accepted voluntarily redundancy amid a broader plan to cut 35,000 jobs by 2030. This mass redundancy follows an agreement made in December 2024 with the IG Metall union after intensive negotiations to avoid compulsory layoffs and plant closures. Volkswagen is restructuring its Wolfsburg plant to focus solely on electric vehicles by 2027, while transferring combustion engine production elsewhere due to falling demand. Gunnar Kilian, a Volkswagen board member, stated on Tuesday, we are on track, and described the job cuts as socially responsible with measurable progress in cost reductions.
Well, I don't really have a strong opinion about that, but I will say this. I wish them nothing but success, and not failure, of course. Anything that's good will come to pass and will benefit them in the long run. Anything that's bad will hurt them very deeply. But they won't. But and they'll probably lose a lot of money. But ultimately speaking, they'll probably earn that money back in any way, shape, or form. So I just wish them nothing but luck. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, and hopefully in 2030, more successful will hit them. But if not, that's gonna be very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah,
The irony, why did they lay off those humans and replace them with AI? How could we be so foolish, they say.
I don't know. I really don't. But let's hope. That's I don't know. I really don't know, man. Because humans don't work fast enough. We need machines to work for us. We put our trust and faith in machines because what else can we put our trust in?
Our government?
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I thought so. That'd be very stupid.
Yeah. Who are we gonna trust? Our president? Some will. Some will.
But
And
not
then there'll
everyone.
be
Certainly not
not
everyone.
everyone. But yeah, some will, and a lot will be disappointed, or a lot will be well pleased. But I see mostly disappointment because president is not perfect. A president is not prissy. He is not prone to mistakes. So whatever happens, happens. And well, if AI takes over,
We
which
gotta
it
prepare
unfortunately,
ourselves.
yeah, we got to prepare ourselves. It unfortunately will. Like you need to get a job that is not reliant on technology. You need to pick up a skill that is not reliant on technology.
Absolutely.
And those jobs are probably hard labor jobs. You know, a good roughing and toughing farm life or blue collar job. I'm pretty not blue. Some blue collar jobs do rely on technology, and therefore your job will be at jeopardy. So I wouldn't. But still, like, just find something that you can do, or whatever you're doing now, save up your money, and then get out of civilization. Like pretty much go somewhere where there's still modern conveniences, but it's like you mainly just have to rely on yourself and your surroundings to survive. And pick up some skills that might be helpful in the future as well. Yeah, literally just pick up some skills, some farming skills, some you know or learn how to build things yourself. Shoot, you could learn how to build a car, and that would be great.
That'd be pretty neat.
It would. You could be like that one guy who built that one car, but then he got killed because his invention was too great for that time. I forgot his name. Was it Nikola Tesla?
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, was that his name?
Yeah, that was the guy.
Okay, yeah, like Nikola Tesla. Yeah, just do something. Like pretty much, you got to be prepared for the worst. Even if you have modern day conveniences, if something bad happens, you should be laughing with relief, but also laughing like ha 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 ha. They think this is gonna stop me from surviving. They think I'm gonna be scared. When the whole world is scared, when technology goes out, you'll be like, ha! I learned these skills, so now I can survive. Yeah, but yeah, it's like just be prepared for the worst. And some old ways of living is still valid in this day and age of technological technological reliance. In a world that's filled with in a world that relies a lot on technology, you need to be prepared for when you can't use that technology anymore. So the best thing to prepare is by picking up some old skills that could still be of use today. So the world listening, so the people who are listening to this, whomever is talking, pick up some skills, but also gain some faith. Gain some faith in a higher power. Because ultimately speaking, it's tough. It's tough to do it yourself. Yeah. You need like a lot of people need hope, and I'm realizing that not just any higher power, specifically Jesus. But that's all I gotta say. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Let's see. Pornhub exits France, its second biggest market, over age verification law.
Oh wow. Okay, let's hear more about that. Okay.
Alo will stop operating Pornhub in France starting Wednesday due to new age verification laws. France is the second largest market for Pornhub, and it will only see a statement regarding the new regulations instead of a pornographic content. An ALO spokesperson stated that the new law poses a privacy risk and that age assessments should occur at the device level.
Porn is not completely illegal. Pornhub is not completely illegal. It just like has a new age restriction thing.
Yeah, you have to verify that you are over 18 or whatever age of being an adult in France is in order to watch anything pornographic.
So it's not just that little box where it's saying, "Are you 18?" and if you click yes, um, you just immediately go on the website.
Oh no, it's more than that. There are other layers. Like I wonder if they discussed more on it.
Like
They
what?
really.
Like face scanning? Like
I
I
don't
would
I
have.
don't I feel like that would be a great idea, but I don't think that would be the case here. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but it would be cool if they did do that.
It really would be cool if they did that. I mean, but I'll be honest. I mean, it's not gonna happen. But there should be a complete ban on pornography, any type of pornography. It's bad for the soul. And it's bad, especially bad for the soul. It's bad for the mind, but it's also bad for the soul. It just makes you numb and just desensitizes you. And I don't think that's good for any child or grown man. Some women too, but let's face it, mostly men watch. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily. It's just not good. And for the most part, I would say this. But hey, I guess strong age restrictions is a start. It's a good sign. It's a start. So I'm not that mad at it. But yeah. Hopefully, if those layers don't work, they can put more layers so that children do not watch porn. I mean, as a child, you don't know it's bad to watch porn, and as an adult, you do.
Yeah,
But if yeah, so it's like you know it's bad. You probably know deep down that you shouldn't watch it. But but men like pleasure most of the time, and if they can't get it from a real woman, then they'll probably watch videos such as that. I'm not even shaming them for it. It's just true. Yeah. But anyways, so hopefully it just gets banned entirely in France. It probably won't in America ever.
no, so sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is. All you can do is have that self control not to watch it and tell other people not to watch it. That's all you really can do. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is.
It was what it was.
It is the truth. But is there anything else in it?
New study suggests calorie restriction may be linked to worsening depression.
How is that?
Calorie restriction may worsen depression symptoms, particularly in men and individuals with a higher body mass index, according to new research. The lead study author, Dr. Venkat Bhatt, advises caution with overly restrictive diets for those experiencing weight-related stress. Extreme dieting patterns can increase anxiety and the risk of eating disorders, as noted by Woodruff. Researchers recommended personalized dietary approaches that consider psychological factors, particularly for men and obese individuals, according to Bat.
Still struggle to understand how calorie restrictions is a link to depression. I mean, I would probably understand if you were hungry and you were just if you were hungry for like the majority of the day and you were just feeling very low for no reason. Doesn't still doesn't make complete sense, but I would get understand that. In a way, I would understand. But it's I just don't understand how calorie restrictions equals depression. I get if porn equals depression. I get if trying to find happiness in other things, in other things or other people, and worldly things, and just people in general equals depression. and it just didn't fill the void. I mean, do you understand how calorie calorie restrictions equals depression?
This is the first time I'm ever hearing about low calories equals depression.
Honestly, me too. This is the first time. But hey, it's 2025. There's a first for everything.
Yes, first time for everything.
Yeah, even if most things are taken already, some people find a way to be original. Well, not girls who do OF, but I would say people are trying to find a way to be original in their own way or unique in their own way. Even if they are acting just like the world, even if they are literally acting just like the next person they got inspired by. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Yes, there is. AI foot scanner recognizes warning signs of heart failure to keep people out of hospital, researchers say.
All right, let's hear more about that.
An AI foot scanner can detect early signs of heart failure at home, according to researchers from the British Cardiovascular Society. The scanner alerts healthcare professionals 13 days before a potential hospital admission. Dr. Philip Keeling noted that this device could act as a virtual nurse amid a shortage of heart failure nurses.
I don't really have a strong opinion about that. Do you?
Well, I'm glad that there is a machine intended for one purpose, but is much more useful for something else, especially health related. Meaning, there'll be less people being unalive for uncontrollable conditions that, well, like I said, is uncontrollable.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. 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 I guess that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah. So kudos to them for making that technology using AI. Just don't let AI take over you. That's about it. That's all I gotta say about that. Anything else on the news?
Let's just say, still looking. US to scale down its military bases in Syria, envoy says.
Okay, let's read about why.
The United States will scale down its military presence in Syria to one base from eight, and US policies will shift in the country because none of them worked over the last century, the new US Special Envoy has said.
Interesting. Well, we're gonna see what that does to us. We're gonna see what that does to them. We're gonna determine whether it's good or bad, and to see if it is a great decision to make. If it's a great decision to make, then we keep making that decision. But if it's not a great decision to make, then I say it's tough. That is just simply tough. But hey, whatever happens, happens. And the most important thing is that no one gets hurt. But ultimately speaking, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
But yeah, do you have any thoughts on that?
Nothing too strong other than the fact that any Western or big military nations should just butt out of any conflicts anywhere in the world. Like, why do they care about what other foreign nation does or anything military related? Just let them handle the situation themselves. They don't need big countries butting in every now and then and exploit whatever potential valuable resources that whatever country in question may possibly have.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good thing that they're butting out. And it's ultimately good that something is always happening, someone is saying something about it. But ultimately speaking, yeah, like we just gotta do what we gotta do. And ultimately speaking, we just have to, yeah, just butt out of other people's situations. Whatever, and it's like I said, whatever happens, happens. Hopefully, no one gets hurt. If it's a good decision to make, then we'll keep making it. But if it's a bad decision to make, then we will have to change what we do and say. But ultimately speaking, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anything else?
That is us.
All right. Peace.
Peace.